it is such a strange dynamic to be in that game with Dave, and especially to be on his team.
Yeah.
Because my relationship with Dave is one, for me, of like respect, fear, and trying to limit my correspondence with him as much as possible.
Yo, stay off the radar.
I don't work with him. I don't have content with Dave. So I don't want to rock the boat. 90% of the interactions I've had with Dave have been because there is a catastrophe. Like, I routinely delete my texts with Dave because when I have to text him, I don't want to see that the last text was like, we need to talk. Are you sitting down? I'm not even making any of this up. I've never had like a happy birthday, Francis.
And you never will, bro.
Like, hey, are you available for this on this day? It's like, we need to talk. Call me immediately. Do not pass go.
Dave's refusal to say happy birthday is one of his more perplexing things. It's like, it's one thing, like, I'm not a big birthday guy. I don't I'm not randomly texting people happy birthday and shit like that. But if I'm in a room with someone and someone goes, hey, do you know it's his birthday? I go, oh shit, happy birthday, man.
He won't do it.
He won't do it.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't believe in it. It's like to his core, he's against birthdays.
It's like,
which actually tracks. Like that checks out. Like I could just see him being like, you don't deserve anything for living. You know what I mean? Like
he's literally
so based on
exactly
like
that.
meritocracy.
It's just conversation, man.
No, just be normal, bro. That's so funny, dude.
So
I think there's three levels to Dave. The best thing you can have is to be like, and there's very few people, but like anybody who he aligns with usually thinks that like he's invested. I found them, or Alex Cooper's, or even like the movie where it's like I like you, I'm connected to you. Mm-hmm. Then there is stay off the radar, and then at 5 million notches lower is like Rico, where it's like I'm involved with him every day, but he doesn't respect me or like me, and wants to make me the fool for content.
Yeah, Smitty.
And so if you can't be the top one, just be the middle one, where it's like we don't even talk.
Yeah.
And then I guess so you're probably in between Rico and that, where it's like I have to talk to him because there's bad luck all the time for me.
Yeah,
you just have the worst fucking luck. Dude.
I mean, having to tell him, hey, just so you know, me trashing Fox News just leaked on a hot mic.
Great one.
I don't know what to say. Like,
that was a great moment I forgot about.
Pretty tight with them over there.
Yeah.
So.
Did you talk to him about that?
Yeah, I had to tell him. But that was one where I was like,
that was also not your fault.
This is
like,
one. It kind of is.
But like that's
don't have that conversation when there's a microphone on your body.
Sure.
No matter what.
Sure.
I need to know better.
Sure.
But at the same time, whatever. So those types of things. But what I was going to say is that to then be in this weird kind of curated environment where there's a very specific goal. And there's rules, and we're sleeping in barracks together. We all moved our mattresses, but like, you're waking up, you're brushing your teeth. You're kind of like, you're not talking about the job.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking about it. It's all just this.
Game.
It's strategy, and having like peer-to-peer conversations with Dave Portnoy about like, next, I think we should do this. This person's saying this, like,
that's weird.
And you realize. Well, it's just like a very surreal removal of a pecking order.
Yeah.
But it still does exist in your mind.
It's a little bit removed, but it's still there.
But like, it's one of those things where I've never had such offhand conversations with Dave in my life. Everything up to that point has been either like very formal, very concise, and very limited and careful. And even after the game, when they were airing the show, there was this moment where I told Big Cat that I had the idol, and then I told Dave, and they didn't show the longer conversation. And I wrote a long blog about why I did that, because it looks really stupid the way that they edited it. But the reason I told both of them was because someone went through my bag, and then the next morning Big Cat was like, I know you have an idol. And he claims he was just doing it to sort of guess,
smoke you out,
smoke me out. but he didn't do it to anyone else in the game, and I was the only person in the game at that point who had an idol.
Do you think he did it, or do you think he had
I don't
somebody
think
do
he
it?
went through it. I still don't know. I don't really know what happened, but I'm certain someone went through my bag because the things were all in different places, and my toilet kit was open, which is where the idol was.
That's
Were there cameras
crazy.
on?
I remember
No.
that happened during our season.
People are allowed to do that, apparently. By the way,
that
which I
Pomazone
didn't
went
know.
through my bag.
That's crazy.
Because I remember I went to Rob afterwards because same type deal as you. Like, it was my bag. I had personal shit in it. And I just went to Rob and I was like, yo, if they like held this in front of the camera, can you just like cut
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Like,
'Cause people have medication.
Yeah.
People have all sorts of shit
Like,
that it's like.
I was like, I don't know what they did, but and he was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I remember
I think that should
which-
be off limits, but
I think
guess-
it was Rico,
Yeah.
so I think it was Rico in your.
It
time,
could
too.
well have been. Yeah. Rob, would you mind cutting the fact that I perched my idol around this 17-inch dildo? It's just personal to me. It's my
Do you now realize how crazy it was to think that that idol was disappearing when you gave it to Dave?
Well, let me get to that because just to finish this thought, because I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
When I wrote that blog, being like, look, there was more to why I told them this.
And Dave said as much. He was like,
Dave
I don't know why.
texted me and was like, I read your blog. I had the exact same thought. I don't know why they cut that. That seemed important to me. And I was like,
This is the best interaction I've ever had.
I'm like, okay, do I need to call you right now? Like, what next? And then he sent me like 9 texts, and we were going back and forth, just talking about the game. And I was like, this is more messages than you have sent to me or we have sent to each other in the 7 years that I've known you.
Yep.
Through
I've been doing a little bit
firings.
of that. I've been sending you messages like, boy, Rico's dumb. And you just get a couple in with the boss.
Yeah.
Because it's like you got to pick your spots where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could also be like, hey, great bet, Dave. Like,
Yeah.
the things that you know he'll respond to and like or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I honestly I think that's my last text to Dave.
Yeah.
The Caitlin Clark bet. I was like, this is the most genius bet of all time, and I genuinely meant it. I was
Yeah.
like, I thought for sure they were going to win it all. I was like, you're going to win $1 million.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Right. But yeah, you're right. It's like what's funny is like I think he knows he's the boss and he knows that there's like a weird power dynamic because he does things that like he used to not come to like the Christmas party and stuff like that because he's like I know I'm the boss and I know people don't want me around. So he does acknowledge it, but also for the most part he's like, yeah, I mean I'll text Francis about Survivor. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's like I don't talk to them because I'm the boss and they're the underlings. He's just like I'll talk to you when I talk to you. If I like you, I like you. No, I don't. So it's just he's naturally like a imposing and intimidating guy. So but he's not like trying to do that.
No, I know. Look, Dave has, for me, and I think this is true for a lot of people who work here, he's a figure of, as I said, respect, gratitude, and fear. That's like the 3-pronged feelings that I have.
A mixture
for him.
for the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing when you're competing. But,
Yeah, but it's also like it's a leadership style that I think has worked forever. Like Steve Jobs was the same way. Elon Musk is the same way. Like a lot of the people that work for them are like, yeah, I was afraid of them to a degree, but they also pushed me to achieve things that I didn't think I could, and I revere my leader.
Right.
And that's definitely true for me and Dave now. I think the first time I worked here, I wasn't quite so tuned into that, and people sensed it, and it made me dispensable. But now, so my point being that familiarity and the fact that he's so invested personally in the game and cares so much about it and cares so much about the show and loves it to such a degree that it does kind of bring him down into the
fray a little bit,
the garrison a little bit and make him just another soldier in that mix.